My fire is fighting, but it's gonna lose. I'm on the back of my truck. I got a Cuban. I'm not letting go, y'all. I ain't got no choice anyway. It's like a 40-minute drive just to get out of this piece. Lord help me. Lord help me. I'm a glamper, not a camper. Tree Troopers, what's up? So this weekend, me and Sonia ended up going our own separate ways. She went up to hang out with her fam up in DC for a girls trip, and I'm gonna go on a solo camping trip up through North Georgia. So I got my truck, Frank is loaded down, you know how I get at it. Cooler, stuff with enough to hold me and all my essentials. I hope to do a little bit of fishing. Let me tell you how it all went wrong. Started out on this trip trying to do the Georgia Traverse, which is a series of off-pavement and on-pavement roads that run from South Carolina down to Tennessee. And I didn't have a very clear definition on, I'm gonna go from point A to point B, stop at some particular campgrounds, camp for the night, and then get up and head out for the next day. Instead, what I did was try to wing it. And I thought that as long as I'd be in national forest, I'd be able to figure out somewhere to stay on a wilderness trail. Boy, was that wrong. Make a reservation no matter where you're gonna go, and let that be your end point, and be fine with it. Another mistake that I made was not verifying the weather. So it's been about 35 minutes. It's still raining pretty good. Lord. If I had only understood that a 45% chance of rain, that it was 45% chance that it was gonna rain. Yeah. These are one of those times where you wish you brought the good tent. Spend the money for a tent. It's worth it in the end. I gotta go get in mine in a little while. I probably paid $30 for that tent. That's what I gotta sleep in tonight. My tent's holding up. Ugh. My tent got completely soaked, and that made for the beginning of a very miserable trip. So if there's anything that you're gonna do, err on the side of caution. If there's some percentage of chance that it's rain, you can look at the weather patterns and see it's gonna happen. Just go ahead and assume that it's gonna happen and plan accordingly. Also, I spent all my money, all my cash up front. So I made another mistake. Spent all my money on buying wood. Sometimes you gotta buy wood to fetch wood. Standing Indian Campgrounds does not have Wi-Fi, thereby meaning they do not have credit cards. When you're going, you need to carry enough cash to take care of yourself. If you're somewhere and you can pay with a credit card, just go ahead and pay with a credit card, because if you spend all your money, you might be up the creek. Make sure you check your gear. It's safe to say that at 4 o'clock in the morning, I would consider this a failed trip. Coleman sleep mat is a fail. It deflated. I woke up in a pool of water, but essentially a poorly fabricated tent can make for a miserable experience. I cannot emphasize enough. We assume that when we get back from a campsite that all our gear is good. Just go ahead, do the dummy check, verify that everything works as it should. At least do a quick look over, make sure you don't have any holes anywhere that you don't, that you might have overlooked. Navigation. Oh, unless you have dedicated GPS stuff for out in the wilderness, do not assume that your Android or Apple device is going to be sufficient. Oftentimes, when you're in a campgrounds, they do not have signal. As far as navigation is concerned, a lot of places sell waterproof maps. They sell any kind of map that you want. just go ahead and get you one. If you want to do an expedition, have a detailed plan, have some hard copies of maps, carry plenty of cash, know your camp gear, know the weather, know the environment, make reservations at destinations. Sonia and I, we're going to Overland Expo East, which is outside of Asheville. I'm hoping when we get out there, we're able to pick up some gear to put on the rig, Frank, the tank. So if there's something out there that you think that we ought to get, go ahead and let us know. We ain't got a lot of money, so please be kind.